So apparently Kobe went on to a speaking event. And Kobe at a speaking event said this.
Yeah, I wish he was in the gym. I would have had 12 rings.
If you had the work ethic.
My God, yeah. We ain't be close.
So, of course, Shaq's response was, you would have had 12 if you passed the ball more, especially in the finals against the Pistons. Hashtag facts. You don't get statues by not working hard. At Kobe Bryant goes on to Twitter. There is no beef with Shaq. I know most media want to see it, but it ain't going to happen. Ain't nothing but love there. And we too old to beef anyway. Hashtag 3P. Okay, look, we can sit here and say there's no beef. It's not maybe true beef, but this is how both of them feel. Right? Shaq's still bitter they didn't beat the Pistons. Kobe's still bitter that Shaq would never come in shape. That's why he wasn't the league's MVP. He would work his way and play his way into shape. But Shaq wouldn't defend the pick and roll, and he wouldn't come in shape. That was Shaq. And Shaq, frankly, didn't work on his free throws or his shooting. Because Shaq was more interested in being, well, Shaq. Right? Just more interested in being Shaq. Ask anybody in the Lakers organization at the time, and I was in free agent camp with them 3 times over, and they would all say, Shaq could be the greatest player in the history of the NBA, but he just wants to be the best Shaq he can be. What does that mean? That feels kind of like a loaded statement. It means exactly what you think it is. He liked to be a great player. He did work hard during practice. He did work on his game some, but he wasn't Akeem Olajuwon working on his craft, and he wasn't a guy who continued to work on his weaknesses. He played, he worked out, he was in good shape, and he played as well in a great shape, and he would compete at a super high level once it got important. But he wasn't coming in grinding. He wasn't coming in shape. He just wasn't. And Kobe probably would have won more titles. It would have ended better had he been willing to pass the basketball. That is who they are. I have no doubt that Kobe believes, and he's probably right, that he got more out of his body than Shaq did out of his. Like, Kobe he never had the burst of Jordan. He just didn't. He had to use his intelligence and angles and strength and skill. Kobe mimicked Jordan's game, but he didn't have Jordan's athletic ability. But he made up for it with an unbelievable desire to win and an intense work ethic. And when you're that guy, and yeah, he's selfish. I don't think anybody'd argue otherwise. When you're that guy, and someone else walks in and they have everything, they are fast, they are big, they are strong, and they're surrounded by pieces simply made to bring out their strengths, you get frustrated. I don't think this is beef, but I think this is lifelong frustration. And I think it's completely and totally accurate, completely and totally fair. Right? I think that Kobe is doing and saying a little bit like what I did and said about Andrew Luck, which is like, look, just because it's sarcasm doesn't mean it's not true. I think one of the problems is people don't know the actual definition of sarcasm. Right? People think that sarcasm means you're joking, and that by joking, you are saying something that you didn't actually believe. That's not actually what it means. It's not actually what sarcasm means. Take a listen to Kobe Bryant one more time. This is Kobe at an event talking about Shaq.
Yeah, I wish he was in the gym. I would have had 12 rings.
If you had the work ethic.
My God, yeah. We ain't be close.
Look, the definition of sarcasm is a sharp and often satirical or ironic utterance designed to cut or give pain. A mode, a satirical wit, depending on its effect on bitter, caustic, and often ironic language that is usually directed against an individual. He's using sarcasm. But at no point in time when you look at the definition of sarcasm does it say you're uttering a falsity. You're saying something that's not true. You're saying something that's ironic, depending on its effect on bitter, caustic, even ironic language. Based upon that of an individual. Come on, this could not, it is sarcasm. But he is not saying something he doesn't believe it. He believes Shaq was great. Could have been the greatest ever. Didn't want to. Didn't want to. And so while there's no beef, it's because Shaq knows how Kobe feels. This is how Kobe feels. Kobe actually not only respects Shaq, but believes Shaq could have been greater than anybody to ever step on a basketball floor. And he wasn't. He wasn't. Because he didn't really change the game defensively, and because he couldn't make a free throw, and because he probably didn't get as much out of his talent as Kobe feels like he could have. People mistaken saying you're using sarcasm or the use of sarcasm for saying something that isn't true. That's not what sarcasm is. Sarcasm is pointing out something and making fun of it. But making fun of it does not mean you don't believe it to be true, at least partially. That's why they say there's always a bit of truth in sarcasm. There's actually more than a bit. There's a lot of truth in sarcasm. That's how it's designed. Hi, I'm Doug Gottlieb from Fox Sports Radio, and you need to subscribe to the Fox Sports Radio YouTube channel where you can hear and see me. Why not? Plus everybody else who's awesome here in Fox Sports Radio.